Look his face.
Yeah.
He's dangerous.
He's special.
You can like.
The guy is special. Everything that could possibly be special about this guy is special. A guy like this is the type of guy that you love to watch and follow. The most special guy that I've ever come across.
Hello and welcome back to the Pattern Record Sports Show. Today we are joined by the man with the best nickname in MMA, only dance, Dan Walsh. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Now, on August 27th, you got a beautiful win, right? It was a first-round triangle in about 49 seconds, was it?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. What do you take away from that fight? I know it was a short fight, but did you take any lessons from it?
Yeah, I think there were things I did well in that fight. There were things I did less well. I think if you looked at my previous two fights, I was not particularly patient. In that fight, my most recent fight, I was able to showcase some patience. A little more fight IQ. I was calling, I don't know if I told you this, but I was talking to everybody. I was like, I'm going to hit that switch kick.
You told me that you were going to get your hand raised. That's what I was told in the little interview we did beforehand.
That's true. I think I was keeping it low key. I didn't want to officially out there, but I was telling everybody I'm going to set that switch kick up. Just picking up on tendencies, and then I saw it. Flick that kick up there, he caught it, and then threw the triangle.
Yeah.
But yeah, was patient, was able to use my fight IQ. Some things I want to improve are checking leg kicks. Didn't do a good job of doing that, but didn't end up mattering so much. But that's what I want to improve after that fight.
Yeah. You said about a switch kick. I remember you posted on TikTok the inspiration of the Chito Vera knockout.
Yeah.
It was so. How annoyed were you when he first caught the kick?
I didn't even process that I threw the kick. Like I threw the kick without even realizing that I actually threw it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of surprising to see he caught it and took me down. I mean, I would have liked to sit him down with it, but I'll take a nice triangle out of it. So
for sure,
I was surprised he caught it though.
And the crowd was something special. I was able to sneak out of the media room for it, and the crowd was going wild. The banners were flying everywhere. What was that like, having pretty much the entire Plymouth Memorial Hall on their feet rooting for you?
It's crazy. I mean, I just want to put on fun fights. I'm glad that I've been able to do that. The support's kind of surreal because I've only had 3 amateur fights.
Yeah.
And to get that place as loud as I can get it, and to just see everybody in the crowd, it's surreal for a fighter with 3 amateur fights.
Yeah, I think you got more of a pop than Champ Joe Giannetti, or equal to. It was very close. It was very loud.
Good. I'll take that.
And you just got matched up with Ash Rao. I couldn't find any records on him. I don't know whether he's debuting or not. But where do you see your advantages with him? Yeah,
so he actually fought Miguel Severson, which if anyone follows K-Shins, you'll recognize the name. He's the current amateur lightweight champ.
Yeah.
That was his first fight. It wasn't for the title. This was before Miguel secured it. But that fight went to a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be a tough fight. Obviously went all 3 rounds. So I'm expecting a dogfight. He's a good grappler, has a lot of good grappling tools, especially from on top.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get in there early, assert my dominance. If it goes to the ground, if you've seen any of my fights, I'm more than comfortable on the ground. But I think it's going to be a standing fight. If he takes me down, I think I'm going to finish him quick.
And how useful is it to be able to look over in the corner and see UFC legend Joe Lozon? Obviously, I was there in the gym. It was a special atmosphere, something I didn't expect to see. So what is it like having him in the corner?
It's tremendous. In the fight game, he obviously knows a lot. He's really good about game planning, about making, instead of winning the entire fight for every single second of the fight, we try to get ourselves in positions where we're going to win more than they're going to win.
Yeah.
So he's a really good game planner about making sure that we're putting the fight in the best position for us to win it. Outside of the gym, outside of the fight game, he's given me a tremendous life advice. So he's a great addition inside my corner for the fight game and inside my corner for the life gym.
And inside the gym, there's a lot of talented guys like Shane Wellman obviously got a 20-second knockout in his debut. And on the same card as you, on October 29th, I believe it is, Andrew Valdino's making his pro debut. What do you make of his fight?
I think he's going to have a fun fight. He's so tricky, in the gym especially. He mixes things up so well. High-level college wrestler, really good striking. He's been doing karate and traditional martial arts forever. And now to finally integrate everything into MMA. I think he's going to make a dangerous transition as a pro.
And obviously, you may be looking to go pro yourself. If you go pro, do you want to stay under the Cage Titans banner?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mike treats me tremendously well. As long as Mike keep getting me fights, I'd love to fight him from the corner hall.
Yeah. How long do you think until you go pro? Obviously, you're 2-1 as an amateur. You could be 3-1 on October 29th. Are you looking to go pro then, or you want to get a few more amateur fights under your belt?
Yeah, I think for me, I don't even feel like I need a ton more fight experience. Obviously, it's all going to help. I'm in school full time. I'm in nursing school. I don't graduate till May 2024.
Yeah.
So I don't really plan on going pro before then. So who knows? I might just sit back until I go pro, or I might take a couple more. But kind of playing it year by year. Again, not going pro, not even considering going pro until after I finish college.
And you mentioned the nursing school. How weird is it? You're training to help people, but your hobby is to hurt people.
It's job security. The patient census is running low. We take a fight.
Yeah.
No, but it's fun. It keeps me busy. It keeps me entertained. It's a good change of pace from when I'm studying all day to go work out for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's definitely good for the mind.
And
so it's been a really good balance.
Yeah. Do you spend a lot of time in the hospital as well when you're a nursing student?
Yeah. So I haven't started like my school sponsored, I guess, like hospital time.
Yeah.
I'll start that next summer, but I work in the hospital right now. I'm doing like 20 hours a week in the emergency room. So.
All I know about hospitals has come from the show Scrubs. I don't know if you've seen it.
I have not, but I think I'm going to get on it. I keep hearing recommendations to watch it.
You have to watch it. And a lot of the characters in the show are like student doctors when they're first coming up. So it's a really good watch.
Is that on Comedy Central? Comedy Central bit?
I'm not sure if it's on Comedy Central. I know it's on Disney Plus and on Amazon. So I don't know if you have either of those, but
I have Amazon, so I'll definitely check
Amazon. I highly recommend it. It's my favorite show of all time. So
for sure.
And obviously we have a big pay-per-view coming up. I don't know how active you are when you watch the UFC. But UFC 280 is pretty big, so I wanted to get a few of your predictions for that card.
Sure, I'm going to need your names. I'm going to need the matchups, but I keep a close eye.
Yeah, so one of the more interesting fights is Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan. How do you see that one going?
I have Petr Yan. I think O'Malley's only path to victory is just staying on the outside. But I think Petr Yan's so good about closing distance and so good about mixing up strikes. Mm-hmm. There's a great breakdown, if you're into that kind of thing, of MMA at like mixed martial arts, but it's like artificial intelligence as well. He does a great breakdown of a bunch of guys. He did a great breakdown on Petr Yan. And he doesn't throw, like most guys, they're catching a cross. They'll throw a cross or they'll throw a hook. You pretty much either throw one of those. What Petr Yan does is such a good job of mixing it up. Like if he never returns the same thing off the same thing.
Yeah.
He does like a really good job of keeping stuff really random. And I think kind of for that reason he's gonna beat Sean O'Malley. I think he's too hard to predict, too hard to control, and I don't think he's going to be able to keep Sean O'Malley. I don't think he's going to be able to keep Petr Yan on the outside.
How do you see the fight finishing? Is it going to be a finish? Do you think it'll go to the decision? It's a 3-round fight.
Yeah, I think I have a finish, probably towards the later of the fight.
Yeah.
Later rounds of the fight, but I think I have a finish by Petr Yan. And
another fight that's huge in the bantamweight division. We have Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw. How do you see that one going?
I think I have Aljo. I think his wrestling, obviously he has a great wrestling base, great striking base. When was TJ's last fight?
TJ fought Sandhagen in July last year, tore his ACL, and that's why he's been out for a while.
Yeah, I think the ring rust, because that was his first fight coming back off the suspension, right?
Yeah.
I think the ring rust is going to be too much. I think Aljo is going to pull that together. I think I'd go decision on that.
Decision on that one. And I don't think this next fight's going to go to a decision. It's Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. How do you see that one playing out?
I can never count Oliveira out.
Yeah.
So I think for that reason, I'm going to have to choose him.
Yeah.
I'd go decision there too. But I just love Oliveira. I love his fight style.
I'm going to give you a little fact. Charles Oliveira's never gone past the third round. I don't think he's even ever gone to a decision. I think he's kill or be killed.
Interesting.
So it's interesting that you're calling for a decision on a 5-round fight.
I don't know, man. I'm a bold man.
Bold man.
I didn't know that. That's a crazy fact.
And
like even outside the UFC too.
I think so. That's what I read. Maybe it's just in the UFC, but he's been in the UFC since 2010, so it's most of his career.
Huh.
You might have to fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the fact I've read.
trust you. I know you're up to date with stuff pretty well. So.
This next part of my show is a little quick fire thing. So some questions have to do with fighting, some don't.
Sure.
So your favorite movie? Do you have a favorite movie?
Yeah, Red Dawn 2012.
I haven't seen it, but I'll look into it.
Yeah, it's a fun, not too serious, but there's some action involved. North Korea's invaded the United States.
Yeah.
A group of high schoolers starts fighting them off, so it's a pretty fun movie.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? Especially since I started fighting, I'm not super involved in watching a lot of shows. But if I had to pick one, I liked Prison Break. I watched that entire series. That was a really good show. So yeah, if I had to pick one, it'd be Prison Break.
Prison Break. Do you have a favorite song? Could be your walkout song or just a song that you like to have on?
Yeah, I think Jungle Remix, my walkout song, is a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's a pretty darn good one.
Yeah, gets me hyped up. It's a fun fight, a fun song to get ready for fights. And
I know you've only had a few fights, but do you have a favorite fight of yours?
Let's see. I think the Jake Kasky one, just because that won Amateur Fight of the Year for Cage Showdens.
Yeah, that was a really fun fight.
Yeah, no, great back and forth fight. The first sanctioned MMA fight after COVID in the state of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So that was a fun one. Crazy back and forth war. Jake hit hard, and I just think all the momentum swings in that fight. It's just fun to be a part of.
It's a fun one. Do you have a favorite fight ever, or are you not a big fight watcher?
Favorite fight ever? Let's see.
Could be MMA, could be boxing.
Yeah. What would I pick? I mean, I'm gonna have to go Joe Lozon, Jim Miller, both of them.
That's a great one. That's a great one. I don't know if you're a big video game guy, but do you have a favorite video game?
Yeah, I haven't played video games in a while, but during COVID, once we first got shut down, me and my friends were playing Fortnite every single day because there's nothing else.
I think most people were.
Yeah. No, I love that game. People will shit on it a little bit, but it's a fun game for me.
I wasn't into it for a long time, but once they brought in the no build mode, I was like, it's fun again.
I actually found it a lot harder once the no build mode got introduced because I'm not much of a builder, but I feel like I would catch people building and I just gun them down. But yeah, no, I need to get back to it.
Back to it. If you message me sometime, I can hop on. We can run some games together for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I have to find my power cord because I just moved back.
All right. Where do you move to? Just into a dorm room or?
Oh no, I'm back home. I'm in TPMSS right now.
All right, got it. And how far is that from Raynham, where Lozon's is?
No traffic, like 30 minutes of traffic.
That's not bad, yeah.
Incalculable.
It's about 7 hours from me in a plane, so.
Yeah, I think I'll have you beat a couple times over.
Yeah. Dream vacation spot. Maybe somewhere you've already been, but do you have a dream spot you'd love to go on vacation to?
I want to go to Thailand.
Thailand?
Training out there would be sweet. I'm a warm weather fan, so to get out of the cold, especially in the winter, would be sweet.
Yeah, and that's all the questions I have. If you want to shout out any merchandise or your social medias, then here's your platform.
Awesome. At Dan Walsh MMA on Instagram, Dan Walsh on Facebook. I have ticket information if you want to go to the fight. I can pick those up. I'm picking up some sponsors for the fight. I already have some right now, but we're getting all that information finalized. So if you want to hop on, please do. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Shout out to Lozon MMA, shout out to US MMA, shout out to Skill Strength, and shout out to all my amazing coaches and training partners that are in those locations.
Thank you so much for joining us. October 29th, don't miss it.